Hey guys, today we're going over how to solve a 2x2 Rubik's Cube using easy to learn, relatively simple algorithms. If you haven't already, I highly recommend that you solve the 3x3 Rubik's Cube first, and then you take a stab at the 2x2, since all of the theories and the methods and the algorithms are pretty easy to apply in the 2x2. Also, if you don't know about the Rubik's Cube algorithm notation, here it is, so stop the video right now to study this. The essence of algorithm notation is basically just each of the Rubik's Cube's faces. For example, the right face is denoted by the letter R, and this indicates the direction that you will rotate that face at. For example, R is rotate it once in the clockwise rotation, and R inverted is counterclockwise rotation. And then you can apply this to all the other faces. So if you like this video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get started. So the first step is to find the color that you want to get started with, or your fundamental first base. In this case, we're using the color red as our first base. So first, you want to start with a red corner. You can choose any arbitrary red corner and then find another red corner. So once you've found that other red piece, you can line that up next to your initial red square. And then in this case, we can see that the colors on the edges do line up with each other. So we got lucky this time. Next, find your third red piece that you will insert in the face, the red face that we are building. This will be our bottom face. You want to make sure that you rotate that red piece so that it lines up exactly where you want that red piece to go relative to the bottom face. So for example, in this case, the bottom red initial face that already has the two red pieces, we want to make sure this red piece goes to the right of the red piece on the top. So to do this, we line up the red piece that is not already in that bottom phase exactly where we want it, and then we move it out of the way so that the rotation of the left piece does not get in the way and mess up where the other piece is located. So we want to get that red piece out of the way by moving it down, and then we want to rotate the red bottom face to the right so that we can then simply put that red piece back. And here, as you can see, the side pieces do not line up. So we need to redo this, but at least now you know how to create that bottom and how to insert these bottom pieces. Now we can redo this using the same methods. We'll use this to insert that red piece next to that bottom red square. So instead of inserting it in the top, we're inserting it in the bottom. We're moving that piece out of the way, and then we're inserting it. Similarly, we want to repeat the same. Move that red piece out of the way, rotate the piece you want, and then insert that red piece. So then your base is now all set, and all of the sides have the same color. Now we can move on to creating that orange top phase. So here we can see that we have one orange piece on the top left and one orange piece at the bottom right. You can see this as the equivalent of the fish shape on a 3x3 Rubik's Cube, and we will apply a similar algorithm to this as well. So if you know the fish algorithm from the 3x3, you can apply that here. If you don't, here's the algorithm. Here we can see that the two orange pieces are at the bottom now. And so you can either apply the fish algorithm or the negative sign or the letter R algorithm. With a 2x2, I've found that you can keep repeating the fish algorithm until you get your desired headlight shape. Or if you keep getting the negative sign at the bottom, simply carry out the negative sign algorithm. Then you will get the fish sign again, which you can then simply carry out. This might take a little while, but it is a very simple algorithm to carry out, and I highly recommend this for beginners. Now, after I got that last fish algorithm, you can see that the top phase is fully orange, which is exactly what we want. Now moving on to the top sides. These sides are clearly not lined up, and they don't have the correct colors in the correct places. Now I want to make sure that we are aligning these pieces, and to do this, we are going to carry out the similar algorithms that we did with the 3x3. First, we want to line up the face that does align perfectly. In this case, it's the yellow face, but we can still see that the other faces do not line up perfectly. This is a similar example to the multiple headlight algorithm in the 3x3. So we can carry out that similar example. Place the yellow face away from you, or the face that is fully completed away from you. And now carry out the headlights algorithm similar to how we do it in the 3x3. You can also see this algorithm right here. Now in this case, I only had to carry this out once, but oftentimes this step requires you to repeat this algorithm multiple times. So you might have to repeat it multiple times, but eventually you should get the final completed Rubik's Cube. And that's how we solve the 2x2 Rubik's Cube.